Gino, your overnight success in the Eastern Cape takes about 20 years.
Yes, it does, yeah.
And say hello to Brent Keevy.
Now it's your turn to shine. We're gonna have a lekker chat tonight.
Look, the guys don't know backstage is what all the rushing that goes on behind you.
Gino, you're such a laugh. I mean, I saw Michelle Alberts come on there.
Yes.
Gino,
Yes.
she was the best person I've ever had work for me.
Oh, really?
She used to come and just say, BJK, just behave yourself now.
Oh, really?
Stop listening to me.
Is
Went
it
all the way back
BJK?
to dispatch, She married a policeman, so I couldn't say anything back to her. So
Oh,
she
my
was
word.
just
No,
fantastic.
you've got to be careful. There's BJK's Brent Jack Keevy.
Yeah, that's correct.
Jack, eh? Good old name, Jack. I like that. It's a bit Scottish going on there. What is it, Kiwi?
Kiwi.
She's a Scottish.
Scottish. Irish.
Oh, right. Irish. Oh,
Irish,
Irish.
yeah, Irish.
Oh, that's much for soft and lilting, is it not? No. Jackie.
Well, talking about nappies. Last year in about March, I said to Leanne, life's quite good. The boys are away at Stellenbosch, and we can travel and we can do anything when COVID's over.
Yeah.
And then I went to had the dreaded prostate check and got checked, and then they found out I had prostate cancer, which was quite a shock to me because I didn't really know what to expect. Yeah. And it's quite a destruction of your manlyhood. And I speak to a lot of guys today, and you can't believe how much of it is around. I was in a boardroom the other day with 4 guys, and each one of them had it.
Yeah.
But it's quite a destruction of your manhood. And you talk about nappies, so that catheter is just the worst thing. It's only 2 weeks, but it's the absolute worst thing, having that pipe, and you walk around like an old man. And and that was a hell of an experience. And then you take the catheter out, and you think, oh, such a relief. Yeah. And then you got nappies.
Because you're peeing all the time.
And you're exactly right. You're friendly. And please go to Clicks or something. Just get me some more nappies. It's a shocker. So every morning I've got to the gym, and I've got to go in the gym and practicing my tummy muscles, just so that I can stop winging my pants. So it's just a hell of an experience.
It's you need to go through these kind of things because as the standard idea of your manly self. It means nothing when you get older. You speak to old people, they don't care about that stuff. I just fart and flip and pee. It's like you realize what's important and what's not important, and your obviously your health is important, but your what you think about it is not. You got to solve it yourself, and the more you talk about it, the better, the easier it is.
And it's a day-by-day thing, And I mean, my wife always complains to me because I overshare a bit. But I think it's just my way of dealing with it because it's really tough.
Yeah.
And you go through that, and you want to. You're young still, and you want to make sure you're okay. But like you said, each day you get up and you go, and each day you go again, and you.
It's a sign of strength. If you take like you are, you take hold of it and you say, "This is you own it." This is it's part of me, bro.
Yeah, it is what it is, but it's been a big eye opener to me.
And a mental adjustment for the prostate cancer as well. Is it
massive?
Is it
well, now you're on the roller coaster. You go 3 months and check, and 9 months and check, and you live by last week I went for my tests, and the one wasn't showing so good, so I was just didn't talk for 2 or 3 days.
Stress.
But then the other tests came back well, and then you're happy and you're sad. So you go all good. You get all good. But and I wanted, after I had my prostate, I was ready to almost retire. I was ready to say, okay, enough's enough, and I'm still young, but unfortunately I can. But I then realised, I've got so much more to offer just to be there and to grow the other people in the organisation, and just to give back.
Yeah. And tell me about the Keevy. Tell me a little bit more detail about that, because that's
mom and dad and Kelly we just played such a big part in our lives, and Scotty and I want to do something to remember them, and we. At our age, can we play soccer? No. Can we play squash together? No. 24 guys. So you can, but it's not as... And golf just seemed to be the obvious thing to do. So we sort of copied the President's Cup format, and we made it as authentic as possible. And, we got 11 players each and 12 players, and we played it... And every 2 years, we played at Samoa. Okay. And, Gino, there's so much respect to it. Everyone dresses up properly. There's kit for all the days. And... on that night, when we light those candles, you've got 24 A-type personalities in the room. There is not a sound. That every single person is playing for someone more than themselves. And, it's not just about Dad, Mom and Kelly, but it's about everyone who's lost someone or has someone meaningful for them passed away in their lives, and
So
it's just such a wonderful experience. They light their candle,
Yeah, they
and their
each
candle
have their own.
burns. They each got their own candle,
Yeah.
and their candle burns throughout the event.
Oh, wow.
And at the end of the event, they put the candle out. It's highly competitive. I mean, we. Just like Jackie would be. I mean, we can't pretend we're not.
So your mom was quite competitive, eh?
Yeah, my father was very competitive. My mother made sure everyone got on, and there's enough food for everyone, and make sure everyone got the places on time, and you didn't mess with any of her sort of chickens, but her chickens were everyone. Everyone at Bank, everyone at Alex, everyone at Albert Hurt. So her chickens included many more people than just her family. But Gino, I played many golf games, and every time you play golf, people play for money and things, and you bet on the side. There wasn't one bet in the 6 years we've had it, in the 12 since 2011, and so people just play for that one point, and I think this is a fitting tribute to them and for what they've done in our lives. I think they'd be really proud, and I hope they're looking down at us, smiling and saying,
for sure,
they've left something behind, and if I can do the same for my boys and leave something behind for them. It'd just be fantastic.
It's not. It seems it's just not. I mean, it means a lot to you, and Scotty, obviously, and your brother. But in terms of bringing other people into this and getting them to have that same experience with somebody that they've lost, that's lovely.
And the whole community, and the whole Eastern Cape community. I mean, most people would know my dad and mom were part of. They touched their lives in some point.
Yes.
And at the schools and at the sporting events and so most people they would have touched their lives.
And your 11 people from each side, right? It's got this USA and USA and Europe, or what is it? So, I don't know.
So my friends, I mean, there's some proper A-type personalities and proper leaders in that team. So managing 11 other seriously good golfers, and they're full of well, I mean, and the adrenaline pumps up, and sometimes, but it's just played in the most magnificent spirit, but hard and fair, and an inch isn't given, it's not expected, and just how my father would have been, So I think that is important. I mean, Kelly would love to see it there. I think the biggest regret we have is we can't get Stuart over, so we need to in the next Keevy Kup in 18 months' time. Get Stewie to come over and play with us. So it works on a theory called dead man's shoes. So once you're in, you're in. Okay. So no one can get in until you decide to go. Okay. So we very seldom have new players coming in or out now. The guys absolutely love it. So it's just been the most marvelous.
So you got your shoes, you got to be there.
You got your shoes, you got your boots, you got to be there.
Make a plan, otherwise you're going to lose your place.
Easy.
All right, the craziest, most out of character thing you've ever done.
Okay, so Gino,
tell us about your character first, Jimmy. Frame it for me.
No, I'm quite a boring person. People don't really ask me to tell them stories. They come for advice and they pop around, and I'm, boringly, effectively trying to go along life. And
just trying to tell them where to put their money.
Where to put their money, how to invest. And you've got to be quite serious when you do that. And I love the sport and the people and the family and and just traveling and all those things. But I don't really do things too much out of sync, So one day I go to a hairdresser, young PE, and a friend of mine, my wife's friend, owns the salon, so I'm there, and the lady says, I think we should dye your hair.
Yeah.
She says, it's going a bit grey, and let's put some, and I'll just put, no one will notice.
Low lights.
No one will notice.
Highlights, low lights.
The owner of the salon comes in, and she says, no, it's a great idea, no one will notice. Yeah. They put in this hair dye. They said, don't worry, until a month's time it'll be completely gone. 2 weeks, no one will notice. And it comes out and it's auburn red.
Whoa.
And I've got this red Gooiskop. So
fires,
I go to work, and everyone looks at me and sort of stares. And at that stage, my wife, she used to come, because we'd got a big banking business. She'd come authorize all the authorizations for the day to make the payments.
Okay.
And she walks in and she sees me with this red hair. And she walks straight back out. She just leaves the building. And she phones me. She phoned about 5 minutes later. She gets home. She phones. She says, come home right now. And so she just get home and said, what you do? She says, who are you having an affair with? So I had this, it took about 4 weeks to go. Midlife crisis, auburn hair. So fortunately it did wash out. So it's crazy. It's completely out of character. Right. But it was one of those spur of the moment moments, because the sort of hairdresser said do it, and the friend said do it, and I thought, okay, we'll just do it.
Just do it then.
I don't overthink things too much. There's nothing.
that's good.
There's nothing there. So
I like
came
that.
in with that.
I like
came
that
in
not
with that.
overthinking, because you've got to be just.
I did it, John.
So no, I think you got to do it again sometime. All right, let's see. Have you got a famous person that you admire or respect?
I think the person I admire most, the famous person, Gary Player.
Gary Player?
Yeah, Gary Player. I've played 2 rounds of golf with him in the last month, and Gino, just blown away. I mean, for somebody
Hanging
80s,
around with Gary Players, I bet you.
I mean, just 86 years old, so positive about everyone.
Yeah.
Has his goals every single day.
86.
Fit, I mean, he walks around the golf course fitter than we are. We also have more energy than all 3 of us who are playing with him.
Yeah.
Got his goals. He wants to break his age by 18 years old. So he wants to shoot 68.
Wow.
He's got his goals for work. He's got his. He's not a shrinking violet. He's just absolutely fantastic to be around.
Now,
And I like that positiveness. I really battle with the other side.
Yeah.
But the positive and the hope, and I mean, I really enjoy that. And for that reason, I mean, I'd like to have met someone like Nelson Mandela, but Gary Player, who I've actually met, is the person that I think.
You're talking about goals there because I just did look at the book. You had a book there on your family as well. This is amazing because I think that was kind of a therapeutic thing for you too. Was it after the accident that you? Yeah,
after the accident and quite a while, but I got a life coach to go through it, and I wanted somebody I didn't know.
Okay, so just to explain it, he's got a book as well that you've, and it's almost like a goal setting thing.
No, it was just about family. Finmap, fun,
What's
friends.
important?
What's important to my life, and I wanted to document it.
Yeah.
And then have the goals and what I wanted to achieve, and to look back at the life-changing moments and really understand them in the years, and try to understand myself a bit, because
documented.
I've got to try and understand myself. Not often, it's not easy for other people. I learn myself.
It's very hard for us. No, I love it. But certainly, it's a thing that focuses you and makes you think about what your life and what you're doing. Was that a sort of cathartic?
Definitely the cathartic thing. To really understand what I wanted to be. And what I still want to be, because I mean, there's still so much to go and do.
Is it a good idea to do that?
It's a great idea, and I mean that from that came the 100 days, and from that came a lot of where my future direction. I think one of my top 3 days that I've had in my life was sitting in besides the marriage and the birth of my kids, which was just such a joy to me. Was sitting in a London coffee shop for the day and setting my goals out for the next 5 or 10 years. And
10 years?
Just sitting for the next 5 years. And then I found that little black book a few years ago. And every single one I'd written down had been achieved. So I was it's interesting how writing them down leads to them being in your head,
Gee whiz. That's amazing. And I've heard that so many times as well, but I've never really thought about it in practice, and because it's admin for me. It is admin, but if you do it and you put down those goals. And there have been a few guests on the show. Liesel Greidenstein always stands out. Keevy Potgieter is another one that kind of set goals for themselves and have achieved them for sure. I mean,
but the important thing is to set them all. So it's easy to set a work goal. I want to earn X and I want to do that, but then you've got some weight ones. I want to manage weight, or I want to do yoga, I want to do a headstand, or I want to go on a long walk, or I want to travel to 2 different countries, or I want to meet 20 new people or something. Yeah. So, the numbers go to it, but it's like to make sure that in the balance of who you are to achieve those goals in that whole balance, because, I don't want things to go well in one area and they're really bad in another, from a health or relationship point of view, because that to me is not success. Success when you're really good in one space, but the rest of your life you've got to. I think the balance is for me absolutely vital, and spiritually, and to be part of. And that's not just religion; it's about giving and part. And I've learned very early on: the more you give, the more you get. And I think we were very lucky with a lot of people have loads of expectations of themselves, and therefore tend to be unhappy for a long time not achieving them. I think where we came from with just the loving family, where Dad came from, if I look back now, I mean, I could never have dreamt of living this life.
Yeah.
Really, I could never have dreamt of having a wonderful wife that I have, the boys, the business, my staff, the people, the sport. So I couldn't dream of doing that. So having those expectations that are just, I can't. I wake up every day quite happy.
Yeah. Okay. The hardest that you ever worked.
Oh, no doubt. When we started Finmap,
Okay.
you know, we were 27 and worked hours. I remember just being married to Leanne, and she would be asleep when I got home. And when I went to work, she'd still be asleep. I mean, so I'd get home late and go early, and very hard. And I think her father phoned her in the first few months to say, "Come back home now. You know, this isn't."
Oh, really?
Yanni phoned. You know, he's very protective dad.
Okay, it's time to come.
But you know, those 3 or 4 years before we made anything, you know, before we got it to a point where it became something, we worked really, really hard. And then you know, Matthew came along, and the boys came along, and you know, then I never worked as hard, and I always wanted to work hard while they were young and before they needed me. So you know, those first 10 or 12 years, you know, Gino, your overnight success in the Eastern Cape takes about 20 years.
Yes, it does.
So you know, if you do the right things,
yes.
as you well know. So you know, those few years, no doubt.
Still going. It's
Those
still going.
Those were right things.
All right. The most physically painful thing you've ever experienced?
I think the car accident.
Car accident. I know.
When I hit my head on the steering wheel like that, and I think I was out for quite a while then, and the pain thereafter and the swelling up. I remember my good friends, the Finlays, and they came to visit afterwards, and Grant and Helga, and you know, I remember Helga walking to the room and just bursting into tears, and I didn't know what I looked like at the time, because I was blind at the time. So after the accident, I was blind for a while, and the eyesight slowly came back. But you know, that was hellish. I've had a few cartilage and knee operations from soccer, you know, as you turn and hockey, so that always let me down a bit. A few ligaments was quite sore, but no doubt.
Not for that. That's going to be a big one. All right. Your biggest weakness. Go on. Now you've got to be honest, yes.
You know, I'm a terrible with my hands. Terrible handyman. I can't fix anything. And now, you know, later on, as you know, Leanne's dad can fix everything. So you know, you can imagine how bad I look in the family. But and Tracy, Leanne's sister's brother, can fix everything. So, but I'm so useless. And now with my eyesight having gone even worse, my central vision, I can't even, like, you know, screw something in. So I'm absolutely shocking. Handyman or. You know, and like besides, so I'm absolutely shocking at that. So, really disappointment to the rest of the family.
Right. And your biggest strength then?
I think I'm really positive about things, and you know, I'm in my element with what I do.
Well, I'm sure your wife would let us know if you're wrong.
Yeah, so
she can put it in
I think
there.
that's it. I mean, she can put it in, but I haven't heard. I think she's at a function with her friends, so I haven't seen her commentate. But I think just doing it as best I can. I think that's my strength, and you're doing it day after day. I think that's the key. You know, you're
consistent. Yeah, you're right. Something your guilty pleasure. What's your guilty pleasure?
Ghost pops.
Oh, really?
And Coca-Cola, they're my absolute poison. So, I mean, I don't know what it was, but I think Barbara Manor will know this, but Barbara Manor, we were at Heatherbank Soccer Club, and Mrs. Leach used to work and I used to eat flings and Ghost Pops, so Coke and Ghost Pops, and and no matter as I try, my guilty pleasures are, I don't have bad ones. I've never really been too much interested in, my mom died from lungs and smoking, so I was always anti-smoking and anti-drugs in it, so I didn't have that. I mean, I think I tried a puff once, but that was about it. But the guilty pleasure has really been Coca-Cola.
So, you know, there's that disaster.
Not too sure, but you know, when I met Leanne, I was a waiter at the Spur.
And I like these stories. And, I'm already interested. Was it at Keevy? Which one?
Maverick Spur. In Windsor, and we used to be, you know, at Ken Park, and I put myself through varsity, and you know, we're staying. I was like 5th year trying to finish my 3rd year, so putting some stuff in, and then 6th year trying to finish my 3rd year, and he's serving, and then these young waitresses came along and everything, so I'm showing them, but I'm showing them all stuff, and I cut my finger. So I put a plaster on my finger. So a lady ordered calamari and chips. Beautiful calamari. So, you know, I got to take it to the table. And I put the calamari down on the table. And I come back to the kitchen, my finger's not doing so well, bleeding. And I just see this table looking up at me, and I sheepishly go look at the table. She says, "Excuse me, young man, I can't eat this because there's the plaster was in the middle of the so those were fun days at the Spur. There were those things, you know. the mate of mine.
Crappy little block. Oh, God, I was thinking fork in there.
And I said, must have come from the kitchen. How did this happen? You know?
Thousand Island sauce and plaster.
Yeah, so it was all good.
Gary's just popped a question up here before you guys. Says, what gives you hope about the future for South Africa? And even PE.
Gary, Gino, I think there's so many opportunities, and you only see them as you get a bit older. And there are so many opportunities. But I encourage everyone to fix their own garden. I think, we can worry about Ukraine and we can worry about the rest of the world, but right in front of us, it's right in front of us. Yeah. And it's just, fix your own garden outwards first and see what we can do. Yeah, there's lots of opportunity. Let's support each other. Yeah. Buy from each other, go to shows with each other, go and see the Eastern Cape game parks, which are fantastic.
The community.
The community, buy from each other.
Support each other.
Support each other. Local is lekker. We got wonderful people. I mean, I was part of that Carl Baumeister show. Just what a wonderful man, what he's done. Gino Stapes, Mark van Vuuren, but just let's support each other and I think it starts from there, and I think there's tremendous hope for that. I mean, we're going through a hell of a time now with the infighting the municipality. Maybe the ANC and the DA can just get together and run it properly or something. They have 2.5 years each or something, whatever that is. But the mess it's in now is just chaos. But what we can't fix, we can't fix. And I think let's fix our own. Let's stand up straight and fix our own garden.
And also, like, it's so important, like you say, support the community, and that was what this show is all about as well. It's about creating that community, finding the people, meeting people like yourself, meeting people in BE and surrounds and East London as well. We're going to try and hook on, and Queenstown is always around, and King. I mean, it's if we support each other.
There's my wife. Did you see my wife?
I just spilled. Thank you, Leanne. We told him a few times not to spit it, because last time he was in the studio, it was thanks,
Leanne. We'd just like to thank Leanne for popping in at the end.
Yes, nice to see you.
Thank you. She's 25th. We had 25 years wedding anniversary this long weekend. So we had a great time at Settlers Drift, and then 2 weeks before we went to Shamwari at the Longley Manor. Unbelievable places in the Eastern Cape, we had the most wonderful time together with our friends Sid Meyer and Felicity Meyer. And
that's the realness of the chat. It's real because he's not telling any lies, because Leanne's going to tell us if he's telling any lies in the comments.
I'll tell Leanne to keep me some food, please.
Okay, keep him some food then. Thank you very much, Brent.
Thank you.
Been fantastic.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
And absolutely.